All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Right, as you are all going to see this, whoever watches this video, as you're all going to see this title, it's going to be something along the lines of quick testimony on the witchcraft of this world or something like that, man. And what I saw today, right, was I went into a shop over here in the UK, and for brothers that live in the UK, they'll know. But for people that might be outside of the UK or outside of Europe, I ain't really too sure on the, how many locations that this particular shop has, right? But I went into a shop called The Works, right, which is like it's kind of a bookshop, and it's a stationery shop as well, and they sell like I think they sell like birthday type stuff, like birthday cards and that kind of thing, and they might sell stuff like children's board games and stuff like that, right? But they sell stationery, they sell certain like children's maths and English books and stuff like that in there as well, and then they sell other books in there, right? So I've gone into this store, right, and then I saw an Edomite boy in his school uniform, and he must have been around like 13 years old up and upwards, right? The youngest he would have been is maybe like 12, right? And I saw him in the shop, and then I heard him ask the woman that works in the shop. He said to her, he said, have you got any books on spells? Right? So as soon as I heard him say that, my antennas went up, because obviously we're brothers are about the scriptures, man. We read the scriptures, and we know that the scriptures say things such as for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness against powers and principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places. So then I stopped what I was doing, and I just like hid off to the side a little bit, like stood off to the side or whatever, and we're just watching what his conversation with the woman that worked in the shop. And then as I saw where he stood next to her, right, I saw in between the middle of the two of them that she took him to like a book of spells, man. Like there was books that was about spells and books of like witchcraft and stuff like that. And what I'm gonna do is I'll use some of the pictures that I took of these things. I'll use them as the thumbnail, right? I'll use one of the pictures as the thumbnail to show what I saw him looking at, man. And basically, he came into the shop and he said, "Oh, have you got this particular book on spells?" My friend said he bought the sport boy here, or my friend said he bought one, right? And this is an Edomite boy, man. So what I'm saying this to say is that these devils, right, these devil Edomites are going back to their roots, right? So therefore, it's important that we as the Israelites, we go back to our roots, right? They're trying to join into their thing that they get power from, which is worshiping the devil and the sword, right? So we should go to the thing that where we get our power from, which is turning back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? And then after this Edomite realized, this Edomite devil boy realized, which really he's not even a boy, he's considered as a young man, right? But after he realized that the book wasn't there, he like left. He left and like said thank you or whatever to the woman, like or whatever, right? It was being polite, it wasn't being rude, nothing to her, which is even more shine that these devils are devils, man, right? Because he wasn't like bugging out, he wasn't like spazzing out or nothing like that, acting like you would think that he was even into that kind of stuff if he was out, didn't know what the scriptures say about these Edomites anyway, right? And he was in, like, I've got to say this again, he was in his school uniform asking for this, man. He was in over here in the UK. We have school uniforms. I don't think in America they have that, and in other countries I'm not sure whether they have that. But he was in his school uniform, right? He had like his red school jumper on, like his grey school trousers or whatever, and then they have a white polo shirt that hangs outside of the red jump shirt, man. The red sweater, I mean. And then I said to the woman, I was like, "Did he just ask for a book of spells?" And then she said, "Yeah, he did." And then I was like, why do they even have these kind of things in here? Which I obviously know the reason why anyway, but I wanted to hear her say it. And she said, "Oh, there's a big demand for it these days," which just goes to show what brothers have been teaching about how this world's become wicked, man, and that people have turned away from Yahweh and they're worshiping the devil. And that's the reason why when violence happens to another person, nobody just stands up and rises up, because the scriptures say, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And why is iniquity abounding? because people ain't believing in God. People are believing in devil worship, man. Right? So then I started asking this woman more and more questions. He said, "Oh yeah, we get loads of people in here asking her for this kind of stuff." And the thing that was interesting that you'll see when I post this images up for the thumbnail, right? You'll see that the books were cheap, man. The books was like £6, man. The books were £6, £4. So for £4, you can learn about some witchcraft. And there was books on tarot cards there, right? There was books on crystals, which I ain't saying that a book on crystals is necessarily wicked, right? But there was books on crystals. There was books on spells, right? There was books on spells for power, spells for change and shit like that in there. And I'm thinking these people are wicked, man. So then I started asking, like, I bought what I came in there to buy, which was like some like books for maths, right? Just in case anyone thinks, oh, I'm a demon and I'm bugged out as well. And I was buying some of that witchcraft stuff, which trust me, man, I wasn't, man. Right? And if I'm lying, Yahweh will judge me anyway, right? But other than that, I bought some books for maths or whatever, right? Which is not necessary for me to say what I bought anyway, but I thought I'd say for the purpose of the video. So I bought what I bought, right? And then I saw that I like asked some more questions about this, and then I said to the other woman behind the counter, I said, "Is this something that happens on a regular occasion where people buying books and spells?" And she said, "Yeah, there is." And she said that it's mainly teenagers that buy the books or people that look like they're around in their 50s. So there's a lot of these young gremlins over here in the UK, right, are buying books on witchcraft, man. Over here in the Midlands, anyway, according to what this woman said, a lot of people are buying things like that over here in the Midlands, man. A lot of people are over here doing this witchcraft, and that's the reason. That's a sign that this place is wicked, man. Right? The Midlands is wicked. London's wicked. The UK's wicked. America's wicked. This world in general is wicked, man. And people are on witchcraft, man. Right? Little teenagers in their school uniform coming into a shop and asking for spells. And then one thing that the woman said to me as well is that the boy came in there eating sweets. So here it is. He's still got the childlike mind, and he's like doing the things that children enjoy. Which I'm not saying that adults don't eat sweets, but he's doing the things that children enjoy and stuff like that. And he's still walking around with his mom and his dad, because I remember seeing him earlier in another place that I went, and he was out with his mom and dad. But he's out with his mom and dad, and he snuck off to another shop to try and buy books on spells, man. He tried to sneak off, and he went into the store by himself and was trying to buy a book on spells. He actually came in there, didn't think that there was nothing wrong with it. Have you got this book on spells? You see what I mean? Like this world is wicked, man. And that's the reason why a lot of these people are gonna die, man. Right? And there's a lot of our women that are on this stuff, though. A lot of the women from our nation are on this stuff. They're on tarot cards. They're on weird ass rituals that they try and do with their menstrual blood. Right? They're on flipping what's star signs, horoscopes, and all that BS. Right? They're on what are some of the other things, man? Tarot card readings. I already said that. There's many things that these demons are on, man. There's many things that the women from our nation are on, and that's why Yahweh is going to destroy them, man. That's why when a lot of Israelites get destroyed, when you hear about these 2/3 getting destroyed, we can't even feel sorry for them, man, because these people are on witchcraft. Like these Edomites, we expect to be on that, right? I wasn't surprised necessarily when I seen that he was trying to buy a book on spells, because I already know that these Edomites are the devil anyway. But a lot of young Jakes are going to start trying to do this stuff, and probably already are doing this kind of stuff, man. This world is completely decayed, man. I don't remember when I was 14 years old ever thinking about no shit like that. But I do know that there was people that was doing that kind of stuff around that time when I was younger. We used to hear things when I was young, around that kind of ages, 15 or whatever, about people doing this kind of stuff, right? But I was never into that. But this world is wicked anyway, man. And the scriptures clearly say that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Because a lot of people that you wouldn't even think are on some heavy witchcraft out here, man. A lot of people that you would just assume that they're a nice person, or they're just into video games, they're into like normal everyday things. They're really demons, man. Especially these so-called white people, man. These Caucasians, they really heavily worship Satan, man. The devil. I'm in the lesson there, man. I just thought I'd make this video because a lot of these people are on witchcraft, man. I'm in the lesson there. Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Ba'Shem Akakwadash. And Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.